Hello, time for a video. I'm going to try and assess a letter every day if possible. I did one or two videos yesterday, and again, as I say, I'm going to try and do one every day, two maybe if time allows. So the other thing is I'm also going to try and assess people who haven't had a letter assessed before, because I'm not assessing the same people time and time again. That's, if you want that kind of service, then you should pay for it. You should go to a correction service or use my correction service. So I'm only going to do one per person because, otherwise it's not fair. So this is another Peter Weir letter, and I don't have the case notes to hand, but I remember most of it, and I think you should too, because this is quite a common task. It's an original OET task, so should be okay in terms of copyright. So I'm probably just going to comment mainly on vocabulary and grammar, because I can see there's a few things, and word order, syntax, sentence structure, because I can see there's a few things here that could do with some attention. And I'll also comment on task fulfillment and the other criteria as well, such as layout, etc. So first things first. Now, real estate agent. Oops, let me put the changes on, and I'll put this. Okay. Mr. Weir. So first of all, it should be real estate agent. The second thing is, why would the reader of this letter need to know that Mr. Weir was a real estate agent right in the introductory sentence? I don't think that's relevant or pertinent, so get rid of that. So now, if we get rid of a comma, we now have a defining relative clause, who is presenting. Now the next thing here, symptoms and signs, it's not a collocation. Now you may be thinking that you are paraphrasing, which you have to do, which is a good thing, but the collocation, it's always signs and symptoms. No one ever writes symptoms and signs. It's like collocations are certain words which are associated with each other, such as fish and chips. It's never chips and fish. You never go into a chip shop in England and say, "Can I have chips and fish, please?" And it's always burger and fries. You don't go in and say, "Can I have fries and burger?" Same with signs and symptoms. Okay? So you've got to be careful, you've got to be aware of collocation. Signs and symptoms suggestive of multiple sclerosis, for full neurological assessment and for management. Now, you've got one clause here which I've taken out. You've got a second clause. Now you've got a third clause. Why not simply put this before? So we've got the subject here. I am writing. The object is Mr. Weir. Well, actually, the object, if we change it, would be the full neurological assessment, and Mr. Weir would be the indirect object of the sentence. So what I would do, I would change it like this. I'm writing to request a, let me copy this, full neurological assessment and further management for or of Mr. Weir. Okay, so you can do it like that. Okay, so I'm performing the action to request the object, the assessment. Oops, and take that out, don't need a comma. For or of Mr. Weir, who is presenting with signs and symptoms suggestive of multiple sclerosis. Okay, that's that. So you could do it the first way, but this is neater, it's better. I think we can get it in without, 4 separate clauses. Okay, now, so what we can do after this is we can either present the social medical history paragraph, so that sets the background, it sets the scene, as it were. So you make your request, the reason for writing. I'm writing because I want you, the reader, to do something. Okay. Then you have to tell the reader why you want them to do whatever it is you want them to do. Okay. So you can either put the main medical issue in paragraph 2, or you can put the history and the background, and then a visit 1, visit 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. So I want you to do this because this guy has these symptoms. He came to see me, 1, 2, 3, which leads me to ask you to do whatever action. Okay. Now, regarding subsequent visits, what? Where, who, how, where, why, when. What does that mean? Well, there has to be an initial visit before there can be a subsequent one. So we can't really use this. It's nonsensical. There has to be an initial visit or consultation before there can be a subsequent, because all that means is something which follows afterwards. So that makes not a lot of sense. Mr. Weir, a diagnosed case of depressive illness. What, you mean a depressive? So he has a depression. Again, why would you put this there? Now, right, if you had a social medical history, a background, a paragraph, you could put all that stuff there. Like here, well, he's a smoker, he doesn't exercise, he's got depression. So you've mixed these in with what happened when he came to see you for a consultation. So you're mixing things within a paragraph, and that's not good. Every paragraph should only focus on one thing. It should be history, or a visit, or a second visit. If it's a visit, you break it down. The patient came with symptoms of. They also said, I examined them and I found this, right? So you've got a logical structure. Yeah? The patient, the patient came, I examined them, I found this. Upon discussion with the patient, he or she revealed, etc., etc. So you can do it, either one of those two. But we don't want to be mixing history with what happened for a visit. Yeah? So, Mr. Weir, diagnosed case of depressive illness. What now? The next thing, was presented to me. Why is that passive? Was presented to me by whom? You mean he presented himself. So why is it passive? Doesn't make sense. Presented to me for a routine checkup as he lacks energy, enthusiasm and concentration. Okay. So he presented to you what? Complaining of a lack of energy, enthusiasm and concentration. So what happened? So he came to see you. He says, oh, doctor, I lack enthusiasm, energy and concentration. What happened? Did you examine him? What did you find? Did you order any tests? Did he explain anything? No, so that's not very good in terms of a sentence. Okay, so we've no idea what happened when he came to see you. He came and we've no idea what you did, what he said, or what you found. Okay. 1 week later, he came with the worsening. Well, we won't use an article. So his condition had worsened, but we don't know what his condition is because you haven't told us. All that you said is that Mr. Weir came, and that's it. So what worsening? So, as we don't know what his original condition was, I mean, he said he lacks energy, enthusiasm, and concentration. I think 80–90% of us feel that way every single day. But so what? So there's not a lot of detail here. He came with 1 week later. He returned complaining saying his condition had worsened, because worsening a condition, it doesn't sound good in terms of collocation. 1 week later he came and his condition, whatever that condition may be, because you've not told us, had worsened. Moreover, he reported weakness in his left leg. So he came back and his condition had worsened. Now, instead of having this very short sentence here, right, why not make it a part, make it a part of the of symptoms, what he's presenting with? Why is it a separate sentence? So 1 week later, he came back, his condition had worsened, and now there's something new, also he now reported feeling weak in his left leg. Okay, so instead of having this a separate sentence, make it part of the previous one. Blood tests revealed, but what blood? What tests are you talking about? You never mentioned any tests. So are these tests from the initial visit? Are they from the second visit? We've no way of knowing. So don't begin with a noun, right? So his, the, etc. So I've used a pronoun or an article. His blood tests revealed a low. Now, abbreviations. It's probably best to spell out abbreviations in full, and then you can use abbreviations for every subsequent use. Okay, as little jargon as possible. So spell out your abbreviations. With a high cholesterol level and general So his blood tests revealed a low blah 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 with a high cholesterol level and general examinations. What? Whose? What? Presumably his. General examinations. What was it? You examined him on several occasions, or what? Or was it one? His general examination. Okay. Not so clear as to the sequence of events. Please note he is a smoker. Why should I note that? You have to tell me why. Shows little interest in exercise. Watch articles and prepositions. And his current medication is up. Now, right, this looks like a history thing. Yeah? He's a smoker, he doesn't exercise, blah, blah, blah. This looks like a history thing. So why isn't this in a separate section? And therefore he was advised on lifestyle changes. Therefore means as a direct consequence of. So what? He's a smoker, shows little interest in exercise, and his current medication is Zoloft. Therefore he was advised. What? So this was a direct result or consequence of the previous sentence? Maybe not. Therefore he was advised on lifestyle changes. Okay. So you can see this paragraph is kind of mixed. We're not really sure when, how, where, who, what is going on. Okay. Today, Mr. Weir came to my surgery complaining of dizziness, mood. Well, it's probably swings in general. It's probably not just one singular event. And abnormal sensation, right? So it's either an abnormal sensation or it's abnormal sensations in his hands. Okay. In spite of practicing, that should be an S, a healthy lifestyle. But I thought you said his lifestyle was a bit shit. You said he's a smoker and he doesn't exercise. He was advised on lifestyle changes, but has he made any changes? You say here in spite of practicing, so we can presume that he has made some changes, but it's not clear that he has done so. You can advise someone on making changes, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will make those changes. So, in spite of practicing a healthy lifestyle, he had been suffering. Right, if he came today, you could use present perfect continuous, has been. So, you know, you've got what? Past perfect continuous. He had been suffering. Oh, sorry, it's just past continuous. Yeah, he had been suffering from a short period of 1 month. Okay, but if you know, you could use present perfect continuous also, because you're connecting past and present. But we could use either one there. In addition, he fell 2 times. What you mean twice? Within a few days. What, he fell where? Onto the floor? He fell over? Fell down a mountain? Okay. On examination, sharp and blunt sensation or sensations. It's probably in. It's not on. In both hands were lost, and a diminished left patellar reflex was found. This is now. I know that passive is good. It's supposed to be formal, but some sentences don't really work. I mean, was found. So, who examined him? It was you. So why would you make it passive? I found. Yeah. Sharp blunt sensations in both hands were lost again. Passive. On examination, he had lost sharp and blunt sensations, along with having a diminished left patellar reflex. That's better than making it passive. Okay, in view of the above, it would be highly appreciated. Why would it be highly? Is this guy doing you a personal favour? Is he lending you money? Highly? You could just say, I would appreciate it. You know, if you could value the cause of weakness in his leg and those radiological investigations as you feel appropriate, should there be further queries, don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, so you can see we've got a few things here. Some grammar, the layout's not so good. Yes, well, quite a few things to work on, as you see. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want this video to go on for too long. So I'll post the letter in the channel Prepare OET on Telegram, and I'll make another video probably tomorrow. Right, see you later.